Alright guys, I'm Morthadon bringing you guys Steins Gate 0 episode 16. So, I don't really have anything to say channel-wise. Actually, yes, I do, real fast. I wanted to mention that I might be adding another show. It's something I've been mulling over. I might be adding a third show, which is Promise Neverland, I believe it's what it's called, because one of my friends is really looking forward to it. It's starting in a few days, I believe. The first episode comes out. So I've been thinking about watching that. I read the summary and watched or not the OVA. What are they called? What are they called? Basically the trailer. There's another name for them. I think it's just op, like opening. Is what it stands. No, that's opening. I don't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The trailer is they're called something slightly different when it comes to like anime. I just don't remember what they're actually called. But either way, it looks like an interesting show. From what the summary and like the trailer showed, and I do want to watch it, and I'll definitely watch it at some point. I'm just not sure if I want to add it as a third show yet, or do like after Steins Gate do it. I'm not sure, but I'll probably be adding it as another show, I think, because I do want to get more going. But that being said, let's just move right into episode 15, like recap, and then into episode 16. So episode 15 was an interesting one. It kind of took a side step to give us a little bit of character development on Daru and Suzuha a bit. It was a kind of goofy in a way. Basically, the whole episode was Suzuha wanting to see Daru, and shit. When I was editing the video, I saw the Suzuha's mom's name, and I thought to myself, like, I really need to remember this name because I never remembered it before, and I already forgot. So, yeah. I thought maybe if I like took a second of not talking to really think I could recall it. It's like I can almost see it in the back of my mind. You guys know that feeling? But anyway, I'm sure they'll say it in this episode or the coming episodes. I'll try to remember it again. But it was really an episode where Suzuha wanted both of them to be together, and Suzuha, like, I guess never saw that because the future is so like messed up. She never really just got to spend like quality time with her parents, which is really sad. Um, but everything after that was basically them like goofing off, Daru putting on like a weird act to try to get her to like him, and it didn't end up working, and then he went back to him being himself, and that really got that like recovered the situation, I suppose, and everything ended up okay. I'm sorry. And that's another thing. Suzuha said something about like only having a week left, I believe it was. Um, so I wonder if the time machine's gonna be charged, and she's like going back to her own time, or if she's gonna go back and try to change something without Okabe, or try to convince him to go, or I don't know. It's interesting. I wonder where she's going. I'm not sure if that's been explained and I just didn't pick up on it or what, but yeah. So she said something about only having a week left. So that's interesting. And then right at the end, we had the teaser with Kaguri, right? I believe it is. Standing on top of the building, being very, very creepy. So yeah, that was pretty much episode 15. Now we're gonna get into 16. I don't really know what to expect, except for maybe some more action with Kaguri, because that's where it kind of left off, was her stalking. But I don't know if she's just stalking, and they showed us that for that reason, and maybe nothing will happen. Maybe it's just to let us know that she's watching over. But I don't know. I think the only way to find out is to get into the episode. So like normal, guys, you're gonna go into the description below, click the Vimeo link, and then come back here after, you're gonna click on the Vimeo link, you're gonna watch the highlights there, on Vimeo, and then you're gonna come back here to hear my thoughts and reactions to the episode, and any predictions I have that I can come up with as to what's gonna happen, or, my general of, like, what I thought of it, so... Go ahead, go down there, click that, come back here, and do that right now. Alright, guys, so that is the end of Steins Gate 0, episode 16. Man, do I have some stuff to talk about. First off, I want to apologize for so little of me talking through the reaction. I did do some talking, but not a whole lot. But it's so into, like, I wanted to read every single line, and I wanted to hear, like, everything they said. I didn't want to, like, try to talk over it, and sometimes I shoot, like, small theories out, like, throughout the episode. Like, during, like, maybe some, like, goofy times or something, I'll throw out a theory. But I really just wanted to focus on the episode. That being said, this episode was freaking phenomenal. It was entirely talking. Like, I guess, other than, like, you could sum up the entire episode in frickin' Okabe finding out about the phone microwave. But it's like all that happened. But all the talking and emotions that were displayed throughout the episode, like, it really drove it home. So if we start towards the beginning of the episode, you can definitely tell Mayuri's pretty sad about, from what it seems like... Oh, God. I'm freaking yawning. From what it seems like, she misses the days when Okabe was, the mad scientist. And, she kinda, I guess at that point, she didn't really realize that the whole reason he changed was because of everything he experienced and saving her, technically, by going back to that world line where she lives. And yeah, so at that time she didn't know that that's why he had, like, such a change, I guess, until she, realized later, by hearing the conversation. I don't know how much of it she heard, but I almost yawned again, fuck me. Okay. So, and then we moved on to basically Okabe discovering the phone microwave, which took him way longer than I thought. I think he just didn't want to believe it. I think that's the thing, is he saw the bananas, and it kind of, like, clicked, right? Before he saw the goo one, he saw the bananas, and it kind of clicked. He stood up and he turned around and looked, like, at where the phone microwave used to be, behind that thing, but he didn't actually, like, unravel it. And then he seemed like he looked like kind of like a surprised but pissed kind of face. And then he just kind of, like, went into, like, a sad kind of face and rummaged through the garbage and found the gooey one. So maybe he was just looking for confirmation, or I don't know. But then he was like, oh my god, you're doing it! Like, I don't know, he seemed so surprised, after he found the goo bananas. But, either way, he discovered what they were up to, and totally lost his shit on Daru. And, at first it was Maho listening in, from the other room in her towel. And, one thing, I thought she was gonna be more focused on it, which I'm glad she wasn't, but he said that, she said that Kursu... Oh, Whew. I am so sorry, guys. I cannot stop the yawning. Um, she said that Kurisu, whatchamacalls it, sacrificed herself so Mayuri could live, which is what happened, but I thought she might take that wrong, because she doesn't, like, she knows what happened, but she doesn't know the full story, like, every little detail, you know? So she might have took that as, oh, so there was a way to save Mayuri? I mean, sorry, there was a way to save Kurisu, but instead you chose Mayuri to live? And, you know, she obviously, she's a nice person, she wouldn't want Mayuri to die, but she had so much more connection to Kurisu, I thought she might, like, make a big deal out of it, you know? And say, like, oh, maybe we should just save Kurisu instead, or something dumb, she'd say, but that would, like, piss me off. But no, she didn't end up saying anything like that. Instead, she really just pushed him, I guess, like, if we get to the discussion on the roof, she pushed him, more towards, searching for Steins Gate, and I guess, so, in my opinion, when it comes to this kind of, like, time travel stuff, I don't think one life is worth many, so if you had to, like, if you went back to save someone really close to you, but more than, like, a few people had to die for it to, you know, hold, you know, like, say going back and saving Mayuri is the reason why World War III happens. Like, this world line that Mayuri lives in is the World War III one, right? And saving her is basically the cause of it. If you go to any other world line that she isn't alive, then World War III doesn't happen, you know, for whatever reason. I don't think saving Mayuri is the right call, even though, you know, Mayuri is a character that I really like. She's probably my favorite character in the show, but I don't think one life, like, in the grand scheme of things, if I'm thinking realistically, I don't think one life is worth that of, like, a million, you know? That's just my opinion. But one thing I did wanted to talk about is I don't really fully understand the rules for this time travel stuff, because they're always talking about jumping world lines, but isn't it always like a constant flow, like they all split off of each other and just keep going, so they have like this world line that goes and then it splits off of that line and both world lines keep going, right? So Okabe could do his phone microwave, like, D-mail thing to another world line like he does, but he's the only one that goes. Like, it's such a weird concept, because technically they're the same people over in the other world line, but the ones in the current world line that are, like, egging him on to do this, they're still gonna be stuck in that World War III world line. Like, you know, like, it's such a weird concept. It's not like if he's going to, like, the Steins Gate, which I'm guessing, unless I'm not understanding what the Steins Gate is, but it seems like the Steins Gate is a world line where, like, you know, kind of like Maho said in this episode, where Kurisu lives, Mayuri lives, and World War III doesn't happen. That's the Steins Gate. It's a world line where all that, you know, is true. So I don't really. If he jumps the world lines, he'd be the only one really doing that, and the rest of them would stay there. It would just be different versions of them live on in peace. But if you think of it that way, then it already exists. Like, if you're saying it's possible that it exists, then it's already there, and the alternate versions of you are already living in, like, a peaceful world where everyone, like, lives and there's no war. Like, so what is it really changing if he does it? So that's what I'm really confused about. I guess I'm confused about almost the entire premise of the show. Um, but I don't know. It's very interesting to me. Like their thought process. Because, I mean, unless the Steins Gate is just like the name of what happens when you fix the world, like maybe he's gonna go back in time in the actual world line that he's in and change something that will bring about the Steins Gate. I don't know. I'm kind of confused about that, to be honest. I might ask my friend to give me like a non-spoiler, like up to this point. And that was one of the things. Like I said it in the episode, and I'll say it here too with more thought to it. I was talking to my friend about Steins Gate, and I was telling him how the season has felt kind of weird. Like I enjoy it as a show, but it doesn't exactly feel like Steins Gate, because the Steins Gate I knew was all about the time travel, you know. And we've seen him jump world lines once and just have like a conversation, and that's all that really happened, and then he came back. And we've had like other like revelations about time travel that's already happened. You know, like Susie, how we knew came back, and then we learned that someone else was with her when she came back. But we haven't had actual a lot of time travel. Like I said, we had a little bit, which feels kind of weird. You know, like I completely understand, like from a story writing perspective, like why Okabe wouldn't want to do time traveling, but it just seems so weird to me that we're watching a show about time travel that doesn't have any time travel in the second season, like 16 episodes in, aside from, you know, the one instance of jumping world lines and talking to Kurisu, and that was like a forced one. Like he didn't even want that to happen, and we still don't know why that happened. We still have no idea why he was forced to jump world lines. They just kind of like shrugged it off, and you know, maybe they'll explain it within these last bit of episodes. But what, we have like 5 6 episodes left to like actually see time travel. But I'm hoping we're gonna get into Okabe really wanting, like, getting back into it. You know, it'd be awesome to see him like throw on that lab coat and do some evil laughs uh and you know, trying to fix everything. I think that'd be a really cool way to wrap up the show. And I really hope they find the Steins Gate, or maybe they're amping it up for more seasons. I don't know. But they've been talking about this so long that I'd like to see it, or know more about it. But I think as soon as I end this, while I'm editing, I'm going to talk to my friend about the Steins Gate and try to learn more about it, without learning, you know, future stuff. Like, I'm not going to be spoiled by what I learn. It's just like pieces that I may not have picked up on, I think, is what we're going to go over. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about this episode, so I'm going to get into editing and everything. Once again, I'm sorry for the lack of talking throughout the episode. It was just so freaking intense that I didn't even have any words. Like, I was just so busy reading. But thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. See ya.